Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, well, since we all don't want to vote for anything for our generations and our future, so let me just ask you, did the border crisis happen when? Who opened up the borders? Who started this crisis of what Eric Adams and them calling in New York, this gang violence crisis that's coming from other areas outside of the country? Who started this reality of billions of dollars being allocated for non-citizens coming to the United States? Who started this? Who opened up the borders? And did that benefit your communities as Aboriginal Negroes of America? And what is happening to your communities? Because from what last time I checked, you went from having black communities to minority communities. How you think that happened? You think that happened by accident, that you no longer have black communities, that now your communities are called minority communities? And who's becoming the leaders in your communities in the sense of business districts, housing owners, property owners? Who's becoming these individuals? Is it you as the Aboriginal Negro black folks in your community? Or is it the immigrants that are being allocated to come to your community and getting funded to be in your community? Because what is really going on? And where do you stand in your own community or in your own house, so to say, when it comes to being in your community? And what's your course of action to compete in for your babies coming up who want to see all these businesses up and down the community that ain't gonna be owned by people that look like them? What is the reality for them? And how is it going to work? And who is going to hire them when you, as the Aboriginal Negro of America, don't have no companies, don't have no businesses, don't have no corner stores, don't have no nothing? But every other nation that's in your community do, because they was funded ahead of you and given money allocated solely towards them to be able to get an economic floor over you. How is it going to work going into the future for your children? Or is they going to say your children lazy and don't want to work either? Is that going to be a reality? Because at the end of the day, they got maximum prisons, super maximum prisons, and mass incarceration, where we're the most mass incarcerated in the world. Is that a reality that they're setting those things up to usher our generations that way, instead of our generations into being business owners and property owners and land owners? What do you think? Which way you think they're getting ready to continue to push our generations to? Because at the end of the day, if you're willing to vote for nothing when everybody else is getting something, then how is it going to work for you? Even right now, got billions of dollars just in New York alone that has been allocated solely, and that's the key word, solely for the immigrants coming in. Same thing in Chicago and everywhere else that they went. But for you and I, they don't got nothing for you and I. And rightfully so. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing for your votes. You don't want nothing solely allocated for your babies to have, to be able to benefit off of going into the future by opening up small businesses and controlling your community by owning property and so on in your community. As black people, you don't want that. You don't want that. That's too much to ask for. That's actually becoming of authority. That's self-empowering yourself. You don't want that. So if you don't want that, then obviously you all for not having black communities no more. You all for others coming into your community and getting a leg up, an economic flow over you, and being able to become your property owners and landlords and business owners and bosses, and hopefully they'll allow you in. They'll hire you, your children eventually. Hopefully they'll put their own nation aside and say, well, let's not hire our nation. Let's hire the black folks. Hopefully they'll say, oh, let's not open up low income housing and put our nation in, but let's do it for black folks. Let's help them out. Hopefully that's what they do. Hope. Well, that's where we at when you don't want nothing for your own nation solely. Whenever the nation is getting something solely for their nation, that's how it works. You end up the carpet for everybody else and hope that they don't just come with muddy shoes and rub their feet all on your back to where you don't get nothing but mud in the face. Hopefully you can piggyback off of them and get some crumbs that fall off the table when it comes to getting involved with society based off of them allowing you in because you didn't want to self-empower yourself because you didn't want nothing for your votes. Well, that's how it goes. And with that, that's how it be. Because if you don't want nothing, then nobody's going to want nothing for you. And that's just the reality to it. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Praise, praise.